Hello, I'd like to work on a couple problems from assignment 7.2, problems 9 and 10. We want to solve two equations by factoring. Before we get into that, note we need to talk about the zero product property. If you have two numbers, A and B, whose product is 0, then what do you know about at least one of those numbers? Well, you know that at least one of the numbers is 0. So either A is 0 or B is 0. The only way the product of two numbers could be 0 is if either one or both of them are 0. And this will be very important to use when you're solving these equations by factoring. So we want to solve number 9 by factoring x squared minus x equals 0. Well, when you're factoring, the first thing you always should do is look for a greatest common factor. These two terms each have an x in common, and so you can factor that common x. So if I factor the x, I'll be left with x minus 1. Now you can always check your factoring to see if it's correct by multiplying. If I multiplied x times x, I would get to x squared, and if I multiplied x times minus 1, I would get to minus x. So now we have 0 on one side, we have this product on the other side, and we can use the zero product property. We can set each factor equal to 0. So I set the x equal to 0, or the x minus 1 equal to 0. Here, now we've taken a quadratic equation and breaking it into two linear equations. We add 1 to each side, and we have the two solutions. We have a solution of 1. We also have a solution of 0. Now you can always check your answers. If you take your answers and you go back to original equation, if you substitute them in, they should work. So if I'd substitute in the 1, I would have 1 squared minus 1 equals 0. That would be 1 minus 1 equals 0. It should also work if I substitute the 0 back in the original equation. I would have 0 squared minus 0 equals 0. So, we found the solutions and I've checked. Now let's look at the next equation. It's very similar. We want to solve this equation by factoring. We want to factor the GCF first. Well, again, these two terms have an x in common. So we factor that x, we'd be left with 100 minus x equals 0. You could check your factoring. You could distribute the x, and you get 100x, and then minus x squared. Then we come back to the zero product property. We set each of the factors equal to 0. So either x is 0 or 100 minus x equals 0. Here we could add x to each side. We'd have 100 equal x. And so we have our solutions to this equation. We have a 100 and we have a 0. And you could check those in the original equation. Well, I hope this helps.